Adam Gear, if you, I'm going to drop off. If you also can't see his screen, then you should leave as well.
Okay.
Okay guys, for those who left, let me start with my short presentation about Spark. So this is how it looks like. Here you're going to start your work with Spark if you're going to query some big databases. But at first you need to understand the differences between collections. Where do they placed? As you know, some collections can be placed in S3 buckets, or they can be placed in our dash here in the section collections. So the first variant, if you're going to do with a collection which is placed in S3 bucket, then you need to have a link for this collection, and you need to write to SHUI. For the moment there is no UI to work with such databases, and he can do some settings about this collection, and then you can work with it. But if you have a collection here, like I am, you can do all of this by your own, and let me show how it can be set up. So at first you need to put this database to Spark, and you need only this information from here. It is a project ID, and this is a collection name, and that's all. So you're going here, you're clicking on add a new dataset, and you're putting here dash project ID, here it is, and collection name, here it is. That's all. Then you are clicking on OK, and here in the list new collection will be appeared. I did this for the one I was working on, and here it is. Here is the collection, the last one which I was working on, and I was trying to find some missed information which wasn't collected by our spider, and I used some very simple queries for it. This is the sample of 50 items which I have, and I used URL links here to find the URLs where the data was taken from, for example this one. And then I wanted to find all of the phones which were scrapped from this URL link. As you see, one phone equals one item, so it's something like a identifier, unique identifier for me. So what I need to do, I need to take this URL link, I need to select all names and phones. For example, from this is my table name which I need to use. Where URL equals this URL, and I'm going to run this query. As you see, it's running pretty a long time. And there is a way how to increase the speed. So for this URL link which I mentioned before, I could find only one phone number, but there are a lot of more phone numbers. Those people who work with this site, they understand that it's not the best example of making coverage QA, because the logic is not as simple as I show here, but I'm not showing how to work with this site, but I'm showing how to work with Spark. So it's just like an example. So what did I do? I took this number, I found it here somewhere, and then all of other numbers I put like missed ones. Then in the future I was explaining that it's not the correct way of making coverage QA, so I started to work with just random clicking of any numbers and checking if it is available among script in our database. For this I need to use a bit another query, but at first I want to show you how to make this this running of query quicker. For this I need to cache this database. Cache table and table name. This caching can be done only for not very large databases. As I was explaining, 5 gigabytes it's good enough for this caching, but something more can damage something, and we don't need to do this cache for large databases. Before you do this action, you need to ask Shui about a particular case. Can you do it or not? And then let's try us to do the same query just to see how it would work. Much quicker, as expected. Okay, and now how to check particular phone numbers and do we have them or not. It's a bit another query here. Because numbers have array status, and for example I want to check this number. Let me change it. So yes, it is presented in our database, and as I see even twice, so I need to recheck with our developer about this case, why do we have this duplication. But anyway, we can do coverage QA in different ways, and Spark can help you to deal with large collections which are placed in S3 buckets or in our dash without any downloadings, and you can save a lot of time for it. That's all from me, guys. Do you have any questions?
I think yes. Can we use this program for big data sets like more than 10,000 items, or we need work only with collections with 50 items?
Probably I didn't mention, Paul, but this sample was used only for taking these random URLs, but the collection which I use here to work, this table 105, it is about 5 gigabytes of information, so it is pretty large. And even with larger collections, we can work here. This is exactly why I do have Spark. And also about sizes, if you're going to cache your databases, then when you finish your work with them, you need to do this query uncache.
I understand.
Then
Is it necessary work with these programs if you use SQL commands, or you can use the same SQL commands with Cygwin or something like that?
Yes, of
If
course,
we,
but you need to spend some time to download this database to your computer. So Spark
why?
is...
If we have we can create requests to the data data in our Scraping Hub projects. We can connect to the our server, and create a SQL request to the our jobs. Like use the same but without the Spark.
Yes, I think I understood what you're talking about, and I think it's yes, you're right. It's another way of working. You can use Cygwin command to connect to the server, and to put credentials there, and then to run SQL command. Probably it's possible, but I chose the very basic version, and also some discussions with my wife hinted that we're using Spark, and she thinks to implement some changes here and make it lighter in the future and more user friendly. So in the
Mhm.
future
It's
we can avoid some
is it
additional questions for him. Yes.
okay? Is it this program is it? It's our it's our project, or it's only program who we can create, who we download it from internet or search in internet like that, something like that, or it's only in our program which was created by
Mm,
him.
I think it is our program because I see here .scrapinghub.com and also Shua is working on it. So yes, I'm pretty sure it is exactly our product.
Mhm.
So any
Thank
changes,
you.
which we can request, I think they are possible to implement and deliver here with this Spark. Of course, if we are going to use it in the future, I'm going because a few times it helped me to query some large datasets very quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pavel, for your question. Anyone else?
No, thank you, Alexander.
Okay, so then thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate me and ask me, and I put the link to the QA Tools channel.
Okay, thanks.